Picture a Marine chow hall somewhere dusty and tense. The youngest, lowest-ranking troops line up hungry, but instead of rushing to eat, the officers wait until everyone else has had their fill. "Officers eat last," the general says. "It's more than tradition, it's the heartbeat of real leadership." Why would leaders sacrifice their comfort first, especially when lives hang in the balance? This moment cracks open a bigger question. What if leadership was less about authority and more about protecting your team's very survival? This story isn't just military myth. It's a blueprint for every leader searching for trust and loyalty in chaos. Ever wonder why some teams vibe like a family while others feel like a battle zone? Simon Sinek dived into this mystery. The answer: a circle of safety that leaders draw around their people, shielding them from chaos outside. But it's far trickier than just protecting your team. Sinek recounts a visit to Camp Pendleton, watching Marines prepare to deploy. These guys swear they'd die for one another, not because of orders, but because they trust their squad. One Marine confesses, "Out there, it isn't about rank, it's about not having your back stabbed by your own." That bond, it's the circle of safety in its rawest form, forged by mutual protection under fire. Think of the brain as a fortress armed with two guards, cortisol and oxytocin. Cortisol is our alert siren, flaring when danger's near, triggering anxiety and aggression. Oxytocin, on the other hand, is the warm beacon that builds trust, loyalty, and cooperation. Leaders who keep that beacon shining create safe zones where people thrive, because anxiety and suspicion drop, replaced by collaboration. The payoff: companies like NextJump discovered that when staff feel safe, creativity and productivity soar. Employee turnover plummets and innovation flows freely. The paradox is wild. Remove fear and you get far better results, even with fewer incentives. Trust beats perks every time, creating a workplace where people don't just survive, they excel. The phrase, "leaders eat last," isn't just a Marine Corps cliché. It's a radical shift in power dynamics. Leaders who put their people first create something deeper than loyalty, a selfless culture where survival depends on shared sacrifice. During a stark lunchtime scene, Sinek witnessed officers standing behind the junior Marines waiting for them to eat first. It wasn't just respect, it was survival logic. On the battlefield, the leader's role means enduring last the hit, absorbing risk. This simple act sends a powerful message. Your welfare means more than my comfort, and that flips the whole team's mindset. Imagine a conductor in an orchestra who plays last, setting tempo but never rushing the players. This sacrifice tunes the group's tempo for harmony. Leaders who eat last give their teams the freedom to focus on the mission, knowing someone's always got their back. The leader's discomfort becomes the team's safety net, a powerful currency that compounds trust and courage. At Barry Wehmiller, a manufacturer under CEO Bob Chapman, this practice transformed a corporate culture mired in fear. When leaders prioritized employee well-being over short-term profit, worker stress dropped, loyalty soared, and profits followed. Leadership shifted from command and control to care and commit, proof that leaders who eat last actually bring the whole company to the feast. Not all workspaces build trust. In fact, many foster paranoia and competition that crush collaboration. Sinek digs into why our brains often perceive our colleagues as threats and what that means for business survival. Sinek illustrates this with a Wall Street example. In investment banking, anxiety runs so high that backstabbing is everyday currency. Cortisol floods brains during intense competition, triggering distrust. One trader admitted, "You slept with one eye open, watching everyone." This biological warfare inside the office crumbles any chance of shared success, turning teams into ticking time bombs. Picture a wolf pack where every wolf fights for dominance instead of hunting together. That's a toxic culture, fractured, paranoid, inefficient. When workers view fellow team members as threats rather than allies, productivity nosedives. Fear hijacks the brain's reward system, leaving zero room for creativity or cooperation. The most dangerous enemy becomes the colleague sitting next to you. Even perks can backfire. Think about a company giving huge bonuses to top performers only. This pits employees against each other, sparking jealousy instead of collaboration. Sinek calls this the toxin of competition. showing how rewards sometimes poison the very collaboration they aim to encourage. When trust breaks, so does performance. Millennials flipped the workplace script, and Sinek noticed how traditional leadership often misses their core needs. His viral video exploded because it nailed the unique trust and cooperation millennials crave, and why old models just don't cut it anymore. In his viral video, Sinek explains how millennials won't stick around for stale incentives like cash bonuses or rigid hierarchy. Instead, they want to know why the work matters. At companies with strong why statements, millennial turnover drops drastically. One young employee at a tech startup said, "Knowing my work changes lives is what wakes me up every day, not my paycheck." This hunger for purpose rewires what motivates today's workforce. Unlike generations before, millennials crave ongoing feedback, not annual reviews. Sinek points to radical feedback cultures where managers act as coaches, constantly checking in. This continuous dialogue builds trust faster than any policy memo. Imagine a garden where plants get watered daily versus once a year. Feedback is the hydration millennial talent needs to flourish. The payoff? Organizations that adapt win big. When leaders evolve from command to connection, millennials feel psychologically safe to innovate and lead. Sinek demonstrates that this shift isn't a trend. It's becoming the new baseline for engagement. Ignoring this means businesses risk losing the most creative, motivated generation yet. Leadership isn't just social, it's chemical. Sinek unlocks the four main brain chemicals shaping how leaders motivate, bond, and inspire. Understanding this secret biology gives you a leadership edge most never see. Think of a marathon runner who pushes through pain thanks to endorphins, those natural opioids masking agony. Leaders who understand this can frame challenges as manageable, boosting endurance. Sinek tells of soldiers who discover hidden reserves of strength during extreme hardship, showing endorphins help leaders and teams power through adversity together. Dopamine is that stealth motivator rewarding you with bursts of pleasure when you tick off small goals. Sinek calls it the brain, I did it chemical. For leaders, breaking big projects into achievable chunks floods the team with dopamine hits, creating momentum and energy, a simple trick to turn dread into drive. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone, drives genuine trust and safety. Sinek showcases how leaders who foster oxytocin-rich environments, from sharing stories to recognizing effort, build powerful connections. This chemistry explains why social rituals, like communal meals or celebrations, truly bond a team beyond words or policies. Remember those Marines standing back in line, letting their juniors eat first. They taught us leadership isn't a seat at the front but a shield at the rear. Your best moves as a leader don't come from authority but from creating a circle of safety where your team feels protected, valued, and inspired. So the next time you lead, ask yourself, am I eating last? Can I put my team's well-being before my own? Try it. Show up not just to direct, but to support, and watch the trust spread like wildfire. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.